What is going on, YouTube world? My name is Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice because that is my nickname. I appreciate you guys for watching this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right about now, as it does help these videos get out to the public and my channel to grow overall. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly, and almost every single day if I can, and turn on post notifications too, so you do not miss a single one of those videos that I post. It is only right, you guys. Let's talk about the Oklahoma Sooners in college football today. So, roughly 2 weeks ago, I said the Oklahoma Sooners had, I'm not going to say no shot, but I gave them a very teeny tiny small chance to get into the college football playoffs. And there's been a lot of shakeup so far. Obviously, Tua Tagovailoa is now injured. Oregon just lost yesterday. The Pac-12 continues to choke once again. Penn State fell off the map. And I gotta tell you, I think Oklahoma's going to make the playoffs. I really do. For what I actually picked Oklahoma to make the playoffs in the offseason, I was thinking about moving off that pick, but I'm going to actually stick with it now again. Now, as far as Oklahoma winning a national championship, I don't see that at all. If Oklahoma were to run into Ohio State or Clemson in the college football playoffs, they would get ramrodded and curb stomped, okay? Ohio State and Clemson, to me, are just too complete. They are way too much of a complete team for Oklahoma, both offensively and defensively. Oklahoma might be able to score on offense versus Ohio State and Clemson, but defensively, they have no shot. And even offensively, Ohio State and Clemson has the athletes to slow down a Lincoln Riley-led offense, okay? I do think they have a shot if they match it with LSU to beat LSU, just because I think LSU is pretty similar to Baker Mayfield and the Oklahoma Sooners 2 years ago when Oklahoma lost to Georgia in the Rose Bowl. LSU has slowly turned into the Oklahoma Sooners of the SEC, meaning they have a great Heisman Trophy quarterback, they got a great offense, but that defense is bad. And it's not terrible, but it's not to the caliber in which I want it to be. I mean, they gave up 600 yards to something called Ole Miss. Over 400 rushing yards to Ole Miss. And even though they beat Alabama, they gave them over 40 points to Alabama too. So this is not the same LSU defense of old. But again, why look at the current rankings for teams? Ohio, look, this is a given in my opinion. This is what I believe is going to happen. I believe Ohio State, LSU, and Clemson are all going to win out. So Oklahoma's going to be vying for that fourth seed, the final spot in the playoffs, okay? I know that Ohio State and LSU both still have tough roads in order to win out, but I believe they're good of teams to do so. And Clemson, they have a cakewalk, so I don't see those teams slipping up. As far as Alabama goes, I give them a shot to lose to Auburn, but I do believe that Alabama is going to win out. Now, the only problem for Alabama is they do not have a conference championship, okay? So that's key. Now, Oregon did lose yesterday to Arizona State. The Pac-12 chokes once again in a big spot. Shaking my head. But either way, Oregon is now out of the playoff picture, in my opinion. If Oregon were to beat Utah in the Pac-12 championship, that would eliminate Utah. So then it leaves Oklahoma and Alabama to battle it out if Oklahoma were to win out. And I do believe that Oklahoma is going to win out. I believe they're going to beat Oklahoma State, even though Oklahoma State is a very good, solid team. They're a top 20 team. They're a ranked team, but that would be a ranked win for Oklahoma. I know it's on the road. I know they've struggled with Oklahoma State over these past, couple of years, but I actually picked Oklahoma State to beat Oklahoma in the offseason, and I felt that was going to be Oklahoma's only one loss, but I've seen Oklahoma enough this year. I think they're going to beat Oklahoma State. They're just the better team, and they've already beaten Baylor in dramatic fashion. I mean, they were down in the water versus Baylor, a very good team, and they came back and beat Baylor at Baylor. So now, I believe Oklahoma plays their game. They're just flat out a better team than Baylor. So I have Oklahoma winning the Big 12 just like I did to start the year. So I feel like Oklahoma's going to have 2 ranked wins, okay? Or maybe 1 ranked win, depending on if Oklahoma State is still ranked by the time Oklahoma's done with them. But beating Baylor twice and winning their conference, I think that's going to be enough to propel them into the playoffs if Oregon wins the Pac-12. And I do believe that Oregon is going to win the Pac-12. I know Oregon lost to Arizona State. I know Utah is a very good team. But Utah, while Utah is very good defensively, so is Oregon. and Oregon has an advantage as far as their offensive line goes and as far as their quarterback goes. That's the difference. So I think that Oregon is a better team than Utah, and Utah will not win the Pac-12. That's my opinion. Okay, so that eliminates the Pac-12 from contention. And even if the Pac-12 were still in contention with Utah, I just have a hard time feeling that the committee would put Utah into the playoffs. I personally, if Utah deserved it, I would put them in there. But I feel like the committee, they don't like the Pac-12. They favor the Big 12, the SEC, and the Big 10 over the Pac-12. The Pac-12 has not gotten a lot of respect from the committee. Okay? So again, this comes down to Alabama and Oklahoma for that final spot. And by the way, I forgot to mention Georgia. Georgia has a shot to beat LSU, but I don't see it happening. Georgia's a very good football team. I thought they were going to win the SEC to start at the start of the year, but I've watched them play multiple times, and their defense is unworldly. Their defense is, oh my God, it's so good, man. Their defense is NFL players all over. But that offense is not, it's not impressive. They're not going to be able to offensively keep up with LSU in an SEC title game. They'll keep it close, but LSU will beat them because LSU's better than them, and they cannot keep up with LSU. So as far as Alabama goes, if Alabama were to win out, and I actually think Auburn has a shot to beat Alabama just because Alabama is now playing with Mac Jones instead of Tua Tagovailoa. I like Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones is a solid college quarterback. I really do. He's played well so far in the time he's gotten. But Mac Jones is not a top 15 draft pick in Tua Tagovailoa. Alabama's defense has not been great all year. As much as Auburn's offense has struggled, if they can find a day to have a great game, it would be versus this Alabama defense. This Alabama defense does not scare me at all. It's not one of the better Nick Saban Alabama defenses, okay? And Auburn has a real defensive line. Auburn was able to hold LSU, arguably a top 3 scoring offense in all college football. To me, Ohio State and LSU have the 2 best offenses in college football, along with Clemson. Auburn held LSU to 23 points with a Heisman Trophy quarterback in Joe Burrow. So you mean to tell me that Mac Jones on the road at Auburn versus that NFL defensive line with Derrick Brown and those elite players on that Auburn defense, you mean to tell me it's a guarantee that Alabama will beat Auburn at Auburn in the Iron Bowl, a place where they have struggled at times? I'm not so sure. So, again, I'm going to pick Alabama just off general principle that I don't trust Gus Malzahn. I think Gus Malzahn is a terrible offensive-minded head coach. I don't think Bo Nix is that good. Bo Nix is a true freshman quarterback. He's really been up and down all year. He has the arm talent to be an NFL quarterback, but he's really, really inconsistent. I'm not selling my stock on Bo Nix for the future, but right now, in the present, Bo Nix is not capable of beating Alabama. I just don't see it. But even if Alabama were to beat Auburn, that would be their only ranked win, and they would not have a conference championship to lean on. And again, guys, I don't care what anyone says. The committee has biases. They have agendas. They want who they want in the playoffs if they can create that scenario. Like they want Ohio State in the playoffs. They want LSU in the playoffs. They want Alabama in the playoffs. However, Tua Tagovailoa is not there, and that matters because the committee, in my opinion, I feel like they care about TV ratings at least a teeny tiny bit to some degree. So if Tua Tagovailoa is hurt and Alabama has not won their conference and they only have a ranked win versus Auburn, who's a good team but not an elite team, do you really think the committee wants to leave out the high-flying show of Oklahoma? That fireworks show with Lincoln Riley that's been in the playoffs for, I believe, 2 or 3 straight years. I believe it's at least 2 straight years. Don't quite remember if it's 3 off the top of my head. But again, do you really think the college football playoff committee wants to miss out on seeing Jalen Hurts go against Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, or Joe Burrow? Again, guys, I hate to cut it to you, but these committees have biases. They have agendas. They care about TV ratings. That's one of the reasons why The Pac-12 does not have respect because they don't think the Pac-12 can put up a fight with these teams. They at least know with Oklahoma, they're going to score some points. So my thing is, if Oklahoma wins out, in my opinion, they are a more deserving team than Alabama. Alabama's resume is weak, and Oklahoma's resume is weak too. But at least Oklahoma's going to have a conference championship win. And again, when it comes to Alabama, they had their opportunity. They had a top 4 team at home at LSU, the number 2 team, I believe, at the time, and they lost. So Alabama talking about, oh, it's tough to schedule hard opponents. It's tough to do this. It's tough to do that. Well, guess what? You had a game at home versus LSU in your house, and you lost. Okay? So I don't want to hear it, Alabama. So in my opinion, look, at the beginning of the year, I said Alabama would miss the playoffs. I'm going to stick with it. I believe now that Oregon lost, now that Penn State lost, the fact that Georgia's offense continues to struggle, I believe Oklahoma wins out, and they will make it in to the college football playoffs. Be sure to comment where you agree with me and disagree with me. Love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. A fun fact about me is I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world. I want to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. Kind of like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. You get the point. Okay, I want to do sports, television, and radio for a full living once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. So the best thing you guys can do to just help me continue to grow as a young broadcaster is to just share this channel with all your friends, because potentially if this channel really gets somewhere, I want to start my own network, okay? You know, or potentially if it doesn't, you know, or if I fall a little bit short, I want to go into a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. So the best thing you guys can do to just flat out just help me grow as a broadcaster, help me learn, you know, get other people hip to this channel, you know, just share this channel with all your friends, share this channel on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And once again, guys, just share this channel with everyone you know. Get everyone hipped and watching these videos. Get my voice out there and heard. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. It's been your boy, Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. I really do. Have a God bless day. Stay motivated, you guys, and I'm out.